Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar. It's time to focus on BLS International Services. The stock surged more than 111% in last 1 year. It also hit a 52-week high yesterday. Let's discuss the December visa volumes, what happened in Q3, and an update on BLS e-Services IPO. We are joined by Shikhar Agrawal, the Joint Managing Director at the company. Shikhar, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the time of the year where we look back and talk about how much Indians traveled in Q3, because that's usually the strongest season for travel as well. Give us a sense of how visa volumes were in Q3. Were they better than Q2? Which of the countries were in demand there? And does it also mean your realizations going higher in Q3 and Q4?
See, definitely this year, if you see, the first quarters have been phenomenal. We've given a phenomenal growth compared to similar quarters last year, and we expect the momentum to continue within this year. Definitely, Q3, going into Europe, it's a little seasonal because it's cold out there. But we see a good traction for people coming into India. So foreigners definitely are coming more into India in this quarter. So we see a certain rise in numbers in that end. But definitely, globally, people go less to Europe in Q3. So definitely there is some seasonality in this quarter. But having said that, as you've seen, our realization has definitely gone up over each month. We have done EBITDA margins of upwards of 20% in last quarters, and we are definitely wanting to maintain that and also increase over the time.
Thanks for that, Shikhar. Shikhar, there's a lot of excitement on the street as far as the upcoming IPO of your arm is concerned. That's BLS e-Services IPO. Give us a lowdown, how much money are you looking to raise? When is it likely to hit the bourses? And how has the pre-investor meet been so far? Now, how has been the investor response to this particular upcoming IPO?
Yes, definitely. So as you know, BLS e-Services, which is a subsidiary of BLS International, is into the business of e-governance and banking correspondent. This business has been growing phenomenally well. We acquired a company called ZeroMask last year in that, and that business, we grew 150%. So in this respect, we wanted to do an IPO, and we had filed with SEBI, to actually raise money into the company. And we were actually thinking of diluting around 2.4 crore shares that will be listed, and money will come into the company. Right now, the price has not been finalized. We have got, in principle, we have got some approvals that have already come in from the stock exchanges. As soon as the final approvals come, we expect within month or maximum months or 1.5 months time to list the company. So definitely there is a lot of excitement, a lot of investor interest. Our existing investors have also shown interest in the IPO. So definitely, we've already done the pre-IPO round in this entity. So we will be doing the IPO further when the company gets the final approval.
Okay, so you're expecting the approval to come by soon, and it is by next month maybe that you'll be able to list this.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So that's about this new business. But talking about the core one, have there been some new order wins that you've seen? You did talk about Canada's renewal in terms of order. Are there any more contracts which are coming in for renewal? Any new contracts that you are in word with?
Correct. So see, as far as BLS International is concerned, definitely, it took us a lot of years to expand our global reach. Now we are in upwards of 64 countries. We are working with multiple Schengen governments. So winning new client governments definitely becomes a little easier. Governments have already seen our work. If you see our trajectory this year, last year we again re-won our contract with the Spanish government. We won new contracts with the Hungary government. We won 4 new contracts in different geographies with Hungary government. We also won the global Schengen contract with the Slovakia government. We won few contracts with Italy government. Also, if you see last month, we again won our contract with the Indian government in Canada, which will now lead to addition of 3 new offices inside Canada. We definitely see increase in volume over the next couple of years, and definitely there has been addition of few value-added services. So definitely there will be an increase in revenue from that contract also going forward. And next few years, as we've been discussing, there is a big opportunity in visa outsourcing, consular services. Some of the tenders have results have come in, which we have won. More tenders are expected to come in the next 1.5 years, which we are bidding for. We've already done trials for these governments. We are doing pilots. So definitely we see that in the next few years, there could be further growth from new clients. and from the existing clients also, the new categories of visas have been adding. So definitely we see good growth coming in the next few years.
Shikhar, a specific question from my end. Q3 and Q4, did any of your existing contracts come up for renegotiation? And in that case, is there scope for price increases with the existing clients in Q3 and Q4? Any terms and conditions being ratified over there?
Definitely, if you see the contract that we have won with the Spanish government is at an increased service charge, compared to our last contract. So definitely every contract there's a scope whether you can ask for an increase in service charges. And the last two contracts that we have been winning is high service charges. Next few years also there are a lot of tenders that are going to come in, and every tender, service charge, it depends on the tender marking scheme. According to that, we have to bid for the price.
Okay, all right. So we'll of course be able to get more details from you once you report your quarterly numbers as well. But Shikhar, generally, China and Russia, we had spoken about it earlier as well. In Q2, you indicated that volumes from China have started coming back as travel there has increased. Is that something similar for Russia as well? Versus pre-COVID levels, how much is it currently?
Definitely, if you talk about China, numbers have started to come back. We have seen a good increase. As we talked before, we have opened all our offices within China. We work for 3 governments over there, now 4 governments actually, for Brazil, India, Spain. Now we've started working for the Slovakia government also. We've seen good increase. A lot of travels, conferences are happening all over Europe. So people are traveling. We've seen inquiries from corporates. So numbers have definitely reached at high level now, not fully to pre-COVID, but we expect very soon after the holidays, numbers should come back. Regards to Russia, numbers have still not come back, to the pre-COVID level. Numbers are still quite low. In spite of that, if you see the revenues and profitability of the company has increased on a annual basis, on a quarterly basis. So when these numbers come back, which we expect will come back, we will see a further increase in our revenue and profitability.
Thank you so much for your time here. Thank you so much for sharing the business development. Well, remember,